What's going on, YouTube? How are you doing tonight? It is Monday night, October 23rd. Lost my best critic unsubscribing to the channel because my channel sucks. The Gene Siskel, Roger Ebert of YouTube. But he can go back to his Barbie channels now. He won't be missed. But for everybody else, thank you for always supporting the channel. I'm going to show you what I found tonight. I'm not a big fan of Jada. I will buy the occasional Jada truck, mostly the Broncos, the square body Silverados. This thing is awesome because that vintage, nostalgic Toyota livery, that is just so cool. I've got the Matchbox 4Runner that'll go perfect with that. Don't know if I'm going to open it yet, but I really dig that Tundra just because of that livery. That's just awesome. Very throwback Toyota. All right, I'm going to start the video by opening this because it was forgotten and it needs to go on the display. So this is a Nissan Safari made by Tomica Limited Vintage. You can see the box. I don't know if you can tell in this video or not just because there's not a reference, but it is a larger box than what their standard cars come in just because it's a larger casting. So let's take it out so I can go put it in my display after the video. It's an awesome truck. The Nissan Safari 1985. These were never commercially available here in the US, but very popular in other places around the world. And it's easy to see why. I'm actually kind of surprised it never was available here because I think there would be a good market for it. The way that the US sells large SUVs. But this also was 35 years ago. And back then, SUVs weren't a thing yet. It was cars, small cars. And that was the time of the minivan when the minivan started taking off. So, anyways, it's a dope casting. It's a dope truck. I've seen pictures. There's a guy on Instagram who lives in the Middle East somewhere. I want to say, maybe not the Middle East. Maybe it's more like the Far East, like Dubai or something like that. But he's always posting pictures of like square body Chevys and it's like pictures that he takes. It's like people he hangs out with or something. And so it's really cool. But he's always taking pictures of like the Nissan Patrol, Safaris, and he might be a subscriber, so he might see this video and he'll know exactly that I'm talking about him. But he posts some pictures of some awesome cars, the real car, and that's where I've seen a lot of the pictures of this. But I really dig this casting. I'm really big on 1:64 scale 4x4s. And this is one of the more unique castings that I have. So it is extremely detailed, as TLV always are. They are one of the best brands when it comes to detail and scale. From a scale standpoint, they're actually the only company, along with Auto World, these are the only two companies that claim to be true 1:64 scale. So a really cool truck. You can see it's a right-hand drive, but I love this thing, and that needs to go on the display. Maybe that might go in the Carney case actually. Okay, so went to Walmart tonight. Actually just poked in to pull some money out of the ATM. And if you follow me on Instagram, you already saw what happened. But I go, obviously, anytime I go into any store, regardless of why I'm there, the first thing I do is I check diecast. And they were one car short of a full case on the pegs. The one that was missing is the heavy metal, School of Heavy Metal Demolition Derby bus. But I was able to get the rest of Release 3 for 2017. So I'm going to start with this Pinto. I hate these zingers. I really hate them. This is version B of Release 3. Yeah, as I said, I do not like the zingers. But the thing is, when I got to the toy aisle, the diecast aisle, the Johnny Lightning Street Freaks were on sale for $1. There's my trading card. I will keep that. And I got up to the checkout, and the lady was like, well, it's a different one. And I had to explain to her that no, in fact, it wasn't a different one. It was, I'll show you guys here. I'm pulling up the picture. Because it kind of irritated me that she tried not honoring it. What does that look like to you? That says JL Street Freaks $1. And all of these are Street Freaks, and they were all hanging on that peg. And so, anyways, she called the manager over, and the manager basically said, yeah, it's their $1. So that's what I paid. And now if they weren't $1, I probably only would have gotten 2. Because there are 2 of these that I really wanted, but I wouldn't have bought all of them. But at $1, I'll buy pretty much any Johnny Lightning for $1. Pretty much any Auto World. Anytime I see Target closing those out at $2.50, anything premium that's $3 or less, I'll probably buy it. Whether it's Greenlight, Auto World, Johnny Lightning. With Johnny, I am a little bit more picky at $3. At $1, though, I'll take every single one. So this is a 1971 Ford Pinto. I hate that it's a zinger. I would have much rather seen this released as a regular casting. Just because it's a Ford Pinto and there aren't a lot of those out there. But it is pretty cool, I guess. So I got that one for $1. Let's do this one next. From the Blacked Out. So with the Street Freaks, there's 6 cars. You have 1 zinger, 2 blacked out, 1 projects in progress, 1 spoiler, and 1 demolition derby. So this is one of the blacked out cars, the 2000 Chevy Corvette C5. And it's in there. So this one has another cool trading card. I like the Blacked Out series. I don't really like the name that much. They should have called it Murdered Out, or I don't know. Blacked Out just doesn't do it for me. The Black Bandit is awesome, and I like the theme of the Blacked Out car. I just don't really care. I think they could have come up with a more creative name for it. But I don't know how this is showing up on camera. But this thing it's awesome. Unfortunately, it does have plastic wheels. But it looks really, really good. There's some really nice detail. By Johnny Lightning standards, I think it has a pretty decent stance for the most part. I think the scale is really good. It's probably a little small, but not too bad. And yeah, I like it. Stance is a little bit off, but it's not nearly as bad as some of the other Johnnies I've seen. That is a cool car right there. Corvette. All right, the next one is the Spoiler, which is a 1971 Plymouth GTX. So every one of these cars has a trading card. So here's the trading card for the 71 Plymouth GTX. All right, this thing is awesome too, man. It's a nice set. What is weird to me about these Johnny Lightning cars is it's just very random. You know, some of them have plastic tires and some of them have rubber tires, and it's like there's no rhyme or reason behind it. It's just like real random. But what I've noticed is of the 6 cars, 3 of them have plastic tires and 3 of them have rubber tires. So I'm wondering if that's how it's going to continue to be. So this essentially is the same thing. I think it's the same thing as a Roadrunner. But I don't know. It looks a lot like a 71 Charger also. So with the spoilers, those are the ones with the blown engine, no hood. There's a lot of nice detail though in that engine. And it's a really cool color. I don't know if you can see this on camera, but really nice metallic flake purple color. Very, very nice. Got a ugly fingerprint on it. That is a cool car. So that one's pretty dope. The last 2 are my favorite 2. These are the 2 that I would have purchased even at full price. I guess I'll do this one first in no particular order because I think I like them both the same. Another blacked out. This is the 1968 Chevy Nova SS. By the way, these are all limited to 2,500. And what I want to do, I'll have to go online after I'm done with this video to check. Because this is Series 3 version B. I want to see what Series 3 version A looks like with the blacked out. Because how do you do a variation of a blacked out car? That's my question. Maybe it's just the interior. Anyways, a nice detailed engine. Even the engine is blacked out with the exception of the air cleaner. This thing is so killer looking. It's a satin black finish. You can see there is your front end detail. That finish on that paint is just spectacular. Maybe the other one is like a gloss black or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't have the red line tires. Maybe it doesn't have a red interior. Anytime you do a black car, red interiors look awesome with blacked out cars. So this one is metal on metal. It does have rubber tires with tread. It's got awesome looking black steelies, and the red lines really pop on it. It's an awesome rolling car. This is just a dope casting to begin with. And it's the same tooling that they've been using back since playing Mantis. So I actually have a few of these Novas, including the Projects in Progress, which I think is probably my favorite, although this would be a close second. And that's a nice touch, the blackout license plate. So that is an awesome looking car. I've seen this one at the local diecast meets. $8 is the asking price on this, and to find it for $1, the next diecast collector that shows up to the pegs is buying all these for $1. So I'm lucky I got there. This was just a pure luck, pure timing. This one here is another casting that I like quite a bit. The 69 Chevy Impala convertible. Not big on convertibles in this scale, but this is a top-up convertible with a soft top, and it's another tooling that I don't have it anymore. I had a really nice White Lightning and I just traded it. But I almost like this better than the White Lightning that I had. The White Lightning casting that I had was a really nice black color. It had all the detailed trim. It had a white top and it had a white interior with a white base. And I traded it away. But I think this one looks better because one thing with Johnny Lightning, these projects in progress is quite possibly their best series. I think it's one of their more desirable, one of their more sought after, and collectors really seem to go after the projects in progress pretty hard. And you can see why. I mean, check this thing out. That's a lot of detail for a 1:64 scale car. And I know that M2 does this and Greenlight, but Johnny Lightning was the first. And there's something about the Johnnies, I think, that just gives them a better look. I mean, I don't need to say it, but generally speaking, I'm not a fan of M2 to begin with. I think that's why Gene Siskel left my channel, because he loves M2 and I've been pretty critical of him. He's made some comments on some of my videos in the past expressing his disliking of my criticism of M2. So I don't know, you put this next to one of those M2 resto rides or whatever they are, and don't get me wrong, I think those look good, but I just think these look better. It's just a personal preference. I'm not, when I say I don't like M2, it's not because I'm trying to make people upset or make them dislike me or whatever. It's just my personal opinion. I know a lot of you guys that watch like M2, and I'm fine with that. I just don't. And that's why I don't buy them. That's not to say that I never will. They have a lot of room for improvement, and I love what they're doing with the Auto Japan, so I will buy all of those, but I'm a little burnt out on the old 50s and 60s cars that they've been putting out, recoloring. Same thing with Auto World. But the reason I buy the Auto World is because they're so much more limited and they're so much nicer. And I've been saying since probably the last year or two that I think in 10 or 15 years, when we look back, I think Auto World cars are going to be some of the most valuable because of their quality and because of the way that they're produced. Johnny Lightning is another brand, and I think we can say with a good amount of certainty that these cars are going to be pretty valuable as well. And, they have a track record to go off of, which to me is why I feel confident that these cars, even the ones that they're bringing out now, I think will hold a pretty good value down the road. And I'm just basing that off of what we already know about them. A lot of their castings from just 10 years ago are fetching a lot of money for what they are. And Johnny, by the way, they just announced they're bringing out the Toyota BJ40 Land Cruiser in the hitch and tow. It's an M&J exclusive. I've got mine on order. Going to be totally sick. So that's one thing they've done that I think is really going to keep people interested, is they're bringing, not only are they back, their first couple releases really sucked. But I think they've really taken in what collectors have been saying, and I think they're trying to accommodate that, and they're bringing out some of the really popular castings from back in the day, like the International Scout, the Jeep Wagoneer. Now the Toyota's coming out, and they're bringing back the Ecto. So the one car I'd really like to see back is the General Lee, but I don't know if that'll happen. I don't know if that'll happen or not. I don't think it's likely. These wheels look really good too. Real basic wheels. White lettered, raised white lettered tires. Metal body, metal base. Rubber tires with tread. All the trim, all the lights, indicators. Door handle. All the molding is detailed. See, that would have been cool on this... on this projects in progress. Oh, you know what? Maybe they did do it. Yeah, they did. So on this side, you can see the molding goes all the way across. Even though the front fender's been replaced, the molding runs all the way across, along the car. On this side, not so much. The door is primered. Now, it would have been better if they could have just made this door flat and taken that molding off. That would have given it a much better look. But that would have involved retooling it. And that's just not going to happen for a regular release like this. There is a car in the Projects in Progress line where one side is dented. And I'll have to show you guys that car. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure there is. So I'll pull that one out and show it to you guys at some point. This one also has an opening hood, a very nice detailed engine. Although it's all black, so it's hard to see, but all the detail is there. So that is an awesome car. That one and the Nova are the two that I am happiest to get. The others, you know, they're neither here nor there. I could take them or leave them, but for $1, I'm happy to take them. So there is your blacked out Nova. There's your Projects in Progress. I think, what is that, a 69 Chevy Impala? We've got the 2000 C5 Corvette, 1971 Ford Pinto, and 1971 Plymouth GTX. So, I don't know if you guys watched any of the videos Saturday and yesterday, but I did add some detail. The layout, the ground looked too uniform with the gravel, so I added some different touches to try to just add detail. And I think the bulk of what I did is on the 4x4 trail, which looked okay, but it definitely needed some more detail. So just wanted to show this real quick. I added a lot of rock up against the water, some bushes, some boulders, and added some sand here just to try to lighten up the color. And then up the 4x4 trail, you can see I added quite a bit of detail just to try to give it a better look. Not that it's that important, but I do use this for the channel, and I also use it to take pictures. So I like to try to get it as nice as possible. But I think with that, I think with what I did the other day, I'm pretty well set. I think I'm pretty well good to go. I'm probably going to try to add a little bit of rippling on the lake just to try to cover up some of the flaws on that, because it's just a massive flaw. But outside of that, I think I'm done. And I'm going to be starting the next one here pretty soon, which is going to be more of an urban setting with the car dealership. So there's going to be a lot more pavement, maybe an intersection, maybe a street light, sidewalks, maybe. I really don't know how I'm going to do it, but that is going to be my next attempt. So that's the goal, to have one kind of outdoorsy, natural type of a layout, and then to have the other one be a little bit more urban, a little bit more contemporary. You can see here too, I added a lot more green to this side of the layout. I actually added quite a bit of green over there as well. It had a very brown look to it, and I just think the green really helps pull out a lot of the detail and makes it kind of pop a lot more than it did. So really that's it. I can tell you though, gluing down these rocks and boulders, what a pain in the rear. Very, very time consuming. Glue it, let it dry. Glue it, let it dry. Glue it, let it dry. But anyways, I'm happy with the result. So, and really, this is what it's all about anyways. It's not about the layout, it's about the die cast. But I do think the die cast looks a little bit better when presented on some type of layout. Anyways, that's going to wrap up the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the die cast. Thank you for always supporting the channel. You know, if I ever say anything that you guys disagree with, you're more than welcome to comment. We can have a discussion. We can exchange thoughts. You know, I'm not going to try to convert you, and, you know, I'm not going to sit here and tell you you have to have the same opinion that I do. I'll give you my opinion, and I'll tell you why I have such, you know, said opinion. The fact that I think M2 sucks, I'm happy to explain it. I think I've done it a lot, but I'm happy to have that conversation with you if you're interested. If you think Greenlight sucks and you want to have that conversation with me, I'm more than willing to have that conversation. There's no reason to start disrespecting each other. That's really all I have to say about that. So, anyways, thank you everybody. I will holler at the next video.